Hey, let's try something different. This wasn't supposed to be given to you today, but I feel like the earlier you start practicing or playing with TradingView, the easier it becomes with time. Therefore, this is a coin signal which was given to us today. We looked at it a couple of days ago, on Friday, I think. WLFIUSD. I'm not sure whether it's connected to Trump somewhere in some way or another, but judging by the fact that it was given, it must be halal. So let's look at the levels, not into very details, but the way we learned. You look at the trend. This was the downward trend and it stopped at some point, so let's take it as 1. And then it started going upwards and it's broken again. Let's get that as another one. Yep. Then we could go and calculate, maybe it's here or here, I think it's here. We could calculate the price range. Let's have a look. That's roughly 51%. Oh, come on, stick to here. Right, roughly 51%. Why do I need it? Because I am going to then switch to an hourly. I could actually stay in daily as well, but I think I want to check something in a minute. Okay, let's go back to daily because my screen is too small to accommodate for it. What do I want to look at it? Here I want to pull out the tool. Okay, I think it's here. Is it here? Here, sorry. Long position. I want to pull out the long position and apply it here. Right? What am I calculating here? Normally, this is the level we're expecting the instrument to break through, and then from this point of resistance all the way to the next level of resistance, this is the instrument's path it can go if it's successful. If it is successful, we set up our trades as such that we imagine that the instrument breaks the first resistance. If it doesn't break and bounces back, there's no point in taking profit, there's no profit. But we assume that it has to break first and then go upwards. If that is the case, the entry point should be ever so slightly above the first resistance, what we call lift. So instead of entering right at the resistance, I'll lift it up a little bit and leave it there, which brings it 0.1624, and that's exactly what ESA gave us. Now if I look at this instrument here, the green bit is your profit. I want to increase it, stay there, and I can grab it and increase it all the way up, and then this is your loss region and you want to minimize it. Oh, come on. Let me try to play with my screen. I need to bring you down. Okay. Allow me to play with it because my screen is not cooperating with me. Okay, here we go. Are we good? Almost. This is your profit, this is your loss. The minimum profit to loss calculation or ratio has to be 3. At the moment you can see risk to reward ratio is 2.19, which means I need to reduce it here and make it minimum 3. That's your minimum. In an ideal scenario, you want to have your risk to profit or risk to reward 5 times, 4 times, but definitely 3 times. As it stands, this is your 3 times, which means my stop loss can go all the way down to here, which is 0.134, and it is corresponding to, on the screen you can see if you zoom in, 16% loss. This is too much. We never go that large. We tend to go 6% loss. If your profit is large, in this case 50% increase in the price is actually a large profit. Therefore I can possibly increase my loss to 10%, and that's what I did today. Right, go down to 10%. That leaves us here. This is just hypothetically. Ideally we go to up to 6% only, and as it stands my risk to reward is actually 4.6, which is good. But why do I need these numbers? These numbers are needed for me to put stop loss at a price of 14.68, for example. I want to take profit 3 times. This is how we're taught to take the profit 3 times, but I don't. I think it's just too cumbersome. You can do profits 2 times. So what you do is, you see this section, right? 50% divided into 3. That's roughly what? 17%. So your first take profit should be at 17%. Let me just, this is where you need to practice your tool. I just take a calculator. Your 17% is about somewhere here, right? At 0.19, and that's where ETH is expecting some resistance happening here. So the first profit you can take here, the second profit take at another, I don't know, 0.22, and then the last profit maybe at 0.24. You can set up your trade to take your profit 3 times. In Binance it's called OCO orders, but I haven't seen them in Coinbase. Unfortunately, I played with it and really disliked it now, but the more I play, maybe I'll get accustomed to it. In a Binance, there's something called OCO orders. I'll try to show you in another video. But the concept is, you can take profit 3 times, and you can set up a profit to be taken 3 times in the Binance setup, in the Binance sell setup, right? And in each setup of getting a profit or selling your instrument, there is a stop loss you want to put to make sure if the instrument somehow does not go up to make a profit but starts losing by going down, then at least you don't lose all your money. You just leave the trade altogether by losing 10% of your deposit. That's why. And every trade you enter must have stop losses. Can you minimize this? Yes. Sometimes can I draw? Let me see if I can draw. Brush, highlighter, rectangle. I can't remember what's the instrument. What's this? No. I wonder if this is... No, it's not. I can't remember where the tool, but anyway. Sometimes your instruments, instead of going up that you would expect, it can go up a little bit, bounce backwards, and then you'll be kicked out of the trade because you put stop losses. You may lose money, but at least you minimize your losses. Now from here onwards, you want to go down to 1 hour. Why? I want to look at another level. If you noticed, right, this is what we set up so far. If you notice, it bounced, it hit itself here and somehow going down. Something happened in an hourly chart. It could have hit here before. And started bouncing down. I want to see how far it's going to go. What do you expect? It could go all the way down here. If it continues falling down as it is now, the whole trade will kick me off because my stop loss is set at this particular price, 0.1458, where the instrument can go all the way down here, hit my stop losses, kick me out of the trade, and then go upwards again. If I put notification for price changes, then I'll get the notification in the middle of the night, in the morning, whenever. I can... What my strategy would that be if this was Binance, with Coinbase I'm struggling, if this was Binance, and if I wake up in the morning being kicked out of the trade and the price started moving upwards, I would re-enter the trade. This is my personal preference. The reason why I re-enter the trade, because there's a large room to grow. 50% increase is a large room, and I can always re-enter here, here, and etc. Although Isa says, I think he puts level saying if the trade has gone 0.169, do not enter, because it's probably used up its energy and most likely will not grow or may collapse, so you'll end up with 2 losses. Does it make any sense? So I want you to actually open TradingView, take this coin, because I gave you details already, and you can see the levels I have put, right? Go on a daily 1-day chart, put your levels, try to put this and see whether you can calculate and whether you can set this up. This is an exercise for you to do today or tomorrow, and you owe me coffee, right? If you don't do it, you owe me coffee more, or the price of the coffee. I want you to try to set this up, and then let me see if I can open Binance and show what it looks like. Come on. I am in. Spot. Let's go into something I've been holding maybe for some time. Okay, Arbitrum. Let me increase my screen. Okay, let's assume this is whatever I'm trying to sell or set up an order. With Binance, I haven't touched for a while, but you can only set up sales once the instrument is bought already. So if you haven't bought it, it won't allow you to sell it. Because this is already bought, let's assume I can sell it. Let's see if I can sell here. Has it changed? I haven't touched this for a while. I'll have to go and figure out why it's not giving me the option of OCO orders. Market stop limit. Here we go. Limit. Market stop limit. It's not giving me OCO orders. I'll have to investigate it. I'll have to investigate it, why it's not allowing me to set a stop OCO